Meeting to order of the Woodbury County Law Enforcement Center Authority. Reminder, please silence all cell phones and electronic devices. When speaking, please come to the podium, state your name, address, and speak loudly and clearly. Thank you for that. Before we get to the actual agenda items, I want to welcome Tony Wingert, our newest commissioner on the Authority Board.
Thanks for having me.
Well, it's nice to have you, and I want to just make a couple of comments, if I may, about Tony and introduce him to the public and to everyone. Tony was at the Woodbury County Sheriff's Office for just under 32 years, 11 months, and was the deputy sheriff. His education is very local here, Bishop Heelan Catholic High School and Morningside College. And I just want to, I got to tell you, Tony, I'm really impressed. If I may just lift a couple of quotes that you made, because it really tells everybody who you are. And this is from a news article. As he prepares to put on his badge for the final time on Friday, Chief Deputy Tony Wingert says serving the people of Woodbury County has been his greatest honor. And that speaks volumes, Tony. And then the last one, he will bring a unique view to the board, this board, that oversees the new building and county jail. Wingert says he wants to see that the new LEC is an asset to the county and the citizens it serves. So we welcome you to the Authority Board, Tony.
Thank you.
Glad you're here.
Thank you.
Okay, with that, agenda item 1, approval of the agenda. Is there a motion to approve?
I'll motion.
Okay.
Second.
Okay, any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Okay, that passes. Agenda item 2, approval of the minutes of the January 13, 2026 meeting. Is there a motion to approve the minutes?
I'll move to approve the minutes.
I'll second that. Any discussion? All those in favor say aye. Aye. Okay, that's approved. Agenda item 3, approval of claims. The claims are, we have 3 invoices from the Frederickson firm for the months of November, December, and January. And those amounts for the November, when we were having mediation proceedings, and it was just really a robust month, $73,620.64. For the month of December, $24,857.07. And for the month of January, $23,672.98. We also have a bill for resource consulting engineers, $3,027.50. And that was for the air handling?
Yes.
Yeah, for the air handling project. And then 2 invoices from Baker Group, $1,300. That was for mediation participation. And the second invoice, $28,413, was for work done on the project for 2 months, for the months of November and December.
December and January.
I'm sorry, December and January. So a total of our claims this month, $154,891.19. Is there a motion to approve the claims?
I'll make the motion.
Okay, thanks, Tony. Is there a second?
Second.
Okay. Any discussion?
I like it.
Sure. Yeah. Please come to the podium.
After the items come up, is that right?
That's right. And then if there's anything that's not on the agenda for the items that you want to bring up, that comes at the end under the public concerns.
Yes, thank you.
Is that turned on, Bill?
See.
Okay.
William Burrows, you don't have to give your address anymore, is that correct? Okay.
That's,
So my question about the expense approval report is, do you get itemized statements from these folks?
yes, we do.
We do. And who looks those over?
Oh, we have a number of people look them over, don't we, Jody? We have Ryan, I think, Ryan Erickson. You review the invoices. I review the invoices. The commissioners on the authority board can review those itemizations.
Okay, so all 6 of these have been reviewed with itemized statements,
Yes,
is that right? Okay, thank you.
yep, thank you. Anyone else to be heard on agenda item 3 for approval of claims? Okay, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Anyone opposed? No one? It's unanimously approved. Agenda item 4, approval to appoint Tony Wingert as Secretary of the LEC Authority. What this will mean is that I will step down as Secretary. Tony will be the Secretary. I'll continue to serve as Chair, and David is the Treasurer of the Authority Board. Is there a motion to approve the appointment of Tony as Secretary?
I'll move to approve.
I'll
Tony
second.
Winger as the
And-
secretary.
Okay, thank you. Sorry to interrupt.
It's all right.
You move to approve to appoint Tony Wingert
Can
as
I vote on
Secretary.
myself, or do I need to?
Oh,
vote?
yes. Oh, we.
Can I vote no on myself? Does it matter?
It won't matter because it'll be a 2-to-1 vote. No matter. So I'd suggest you vote. Anyone to be heard on agenda item 4?
Okay, Burrows again. We wanted to ask about the terms of office. I know Mr. Wingert's is 6 years, and I'm not sure about this fellow right here,
Mr. Dietrich?
Dietrich. And then, Dan, I'm confused about yours.
I have 2 years remaining, Bill. This year, 2026, and next year, 2027.
Okay,
And I think you're filling Mark, Mr. Nelson's term,
Yes.
and I don't remember off the top of my head when that term expired.
yeah. Well, would there be any reason why Mark Nelson couldn't come back on the authority? The mediation is over, is that correct?
No, it's not over yet,
It's not over?
no.
Okay, so what we're reading in the paper is incorrect?
What you've seen in the paper regarding what may be happening in 2027 is probably accurate,
Okay,
but we've been asked to not comment on any litigation at this point in time, but the mediation is still pending.
okay.
And I can just add, because it's pending litigation, we can't give specific comment, but ongoing mediation/settlement discussions are ongoing.
So Mark should stay where he's at, is that what you're saying?
I didn't say that, I'm giving you the answer to your question.
Okay, all right, thank you.
Yep, thank you.
You're good, we want to see that.
Okay, so we approved you as secretary, haven't we?
I don't think we approved it. I think we have a motion.
Oh, we haven't. Oh, we need to vote, okay. All those in favor, say aye.
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 Anyone opposed? Well, no, because it's 3-0, it's unanimous. Tony, congratulations. You're Secretary of the LEC Authority Board. And we'll get all those files in the proper place that I have. And we talked about that earlier. Mr. Nelson knows that. I've got all the original documents from the very start. And we're gonna lock those in a safe place out at the LEC building. Agenda item 5, financial report. Ryan Erickson. And you should all have a copy of the financial report in your homework.
Ryan Erickson, Finance Director for Woodbury County, just showing you the activity for the funds for January of '26. The revenue was only in the taxable bonds of approximately $8,000. That was interest posted. And the expenditures were approved at the last commission meeting. And there was $10,000 in the miscellaneous fund, which I just pulled this together on Friday, did not have a lot of time to review it, but I believe the CW Suitors was posted to the wrong fund.
That is correct.
So that will be reflected as a reclass in next month's financials. And then the last item was out of the maintenance fund for Cornerstone commissioning, and as I was sitting here, I was like, I guess the University of Iowa grad doesn't know how to use spell check, so. That is the expenses, the total expense is about 21,000, leaving about $5.3 million available to the LEC through all the funds.
Okay, any questions for Mr. Erickson? Okay. Any comments from the public? Thank you, Ryan.
Burrows again. Got a question about, our income is exceeding we got enough income to pay the bond off, is that right? Keep up with the bond payments?
To stay up, yeah, to stay up with the bond payments. Is that correct, Ryan?
The income comes in the form of a lease payment that comes semi-annually. So there's a payment in December and June that covers the bond payments.
Okay. So I talked to Tina Bertrand, and she sent me some stuff on, I asked her, here's what I asked her. I said, how much money related to the LEC do you have invested? And she sent me, I thought I had it with me, but I don't. Anyway, it's out there. And she sent me this statement saying we got about, I think, almost $3 million invested. And I'm wondering, I think that's for the maintenance fund? I don't know,
No, the maintenance fund is at 1.8.
1.8.
Yeah.
Okay, so,
The almost 3 million, and Ryan, if you'll help me with this, that there's a 2.9 million under the taxable bonds. Is that what she might be referring to?
I don't know, to be honest with you.
What I'm pretty sure Tina is specifically, the entire $5.3 million is invested. It's part of the pooled cash account. What is specifically invested, that what she was probably talking about, was about $3 million that she believes, since this is not a very immediate need, that she can put that much of the 5 million into CDs. And so then those become less liquid, and that's what really is referred as the investment. The rest of it is in a interest-bearing checking account.
All right, thank you.
Okay, thank you. Thank you, Ryan. Agenda item 6, approval of quote from suitor for removal of energy recovery wheel, Shane Albrecht. And this will be happening, I think, next month for the removing of the energy recovery wheel.
So before you have a quote from CW Suter, right now with all the changes that were made to AHU 3, the energy recovery wheel is no longer needed. So it's a maintenance item to stay in there. So the recommendation was to get it out of there to make maintenance a lot easier. There's a quote before you today for the amount of $16,700. We needed to get everything set up for that, and that removal will happen in the month of April. Any questions?
Any questions?
Shane, this has come up a lot lately. Would you explain the background of like what the energy recovery wheel was, what it was intended use for, why the board and their initial designs chose to go with that? And then you kind of touched on like why it's going to come out, but some folks just don't understand like what it's supposed to do.
Sure. The energy recovery wheel, its purpose is what it says. It's to recover energy as you're exhausting it out. So let's say right now, out to the LEC, you're exhausting out 5,000 CFM of air. It hits that wheel and takes the heat. So that air that's being exhausted is about 70 degrees. It takes that energy from that air going out, hits that wheel, warms that plate up, and as that plate rotates around, it comes into your supply air stream. So if it's 0 degrees outside and you've got that plate, it's warming it up and saving you. Our projected savings over the 20 years, the reason it was put in there, was about $25,000 of extra savings that they would get from this. It's also a code thing, the reason it was put there. The reason we're not using it is because it was not put in design correctly, so you're not getting the full effect of the stream of hitting it, and it causes the building to not be able to be controlled with that section in there. So they basically, through our Introba and RCE, which is Resource Consulting Engineer, they decided that section was not needed. So basically, the section has been blanked off with the dampers closed, so you're getting no benefit right now from that energy recovery wheel. Mr. Nelson, did that explain it?
Mike, Shane, I question, so is this part of, and I, shut me off if I'm going, is this part of our pending litigation with the parties involved?
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, any other questions? Okay, I'll entertain a motion to approve the quote of Suter dated January 21, 2025, and the quoted price of $16,700 for removal of energy recovery wheel. Is there a motion?
I'll move to approve the quote from Suter for $16,700.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. Any other questions or any comments from the public? Okay, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Okay, motion passes. Agenda item 7, Building Services Facility Report. Kenny Schmitz.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Not a lot happening out at the LEC. Hausman Construction did come out and complete some repainting of the red stripes along the curbing on the backside of the building. They had attempted that previously, and the work that was previously done was rejected. And so they came back and finished, redid that work and completed it. We've been having some problems with our hot water shower valves in the detention part of the facility. We recently contacted Willoughby, who informed us that there were some defective manufactured parts out there. They are replacing 20 of these, or providing warranty replacements for 20 of these units for us. This is very important because just kits for these valves are in the area of around $400 each. So very important for them to provide those replacements for us. They worked with us very well on that. So Central Control and the risk departments had some problems with some UPSs that failed to function, and so those have been replaced and powered, restored for those backup power units. Last week, we experienced a problem with the intercom system in the second floor, half the second floor in detention. All of the intercoms stopped working. Don't have a good understanding of what really took place, but what we did was powered down the audio system, restored the power, and everything started working. So we just did a power cycle on the audio system.
Is that accurate, or Willoughby, Kenny? Who's
That's accurate.
accurate?
It's odd. It's power cycling fixed it. Maybe it's one of those computer brain freeze things. I don't know, but it's been working since the power was recycled on it. So hopefully that doesn't come back. The fire panel for the facility, we're still experiencing the comm failure alarms and signals. That's been ongoing for quite a long period now. We're still trying to get a replacement circuit board. Thompson Solutions is working on getting that for us. They had one that they said was going to arrive a couple of weeks ago. I asked where it was at, and we were informed that the board was ordered. It was defective from this third-party supplier, and they are trying to get another one. I sent that was 2 weeks ago. I sent another email this morning asking for an update. Still haven't received that. I understand, and rightly so, that our sheriff's office detention security officers are frustrated with the situation. Building Services is also frustrated with the situation. because we keep getting the comm failure signal, and there's not a lot we can do about it but silence it. So hopefully that board will come soon. I don't know, everyone, I will say, I don't think is comfortable that this could solve the problem, but we will see. So hopefully it does. Some projects coming forward for the building, and I'm going to let Shane go into more specifics on that. You just spoke about one, removing of the energy recovery wheel. That's important on a maintenance aspect, and I want to explain why. Some might say, hey, just leave it in there. Why expense taking that thing out? Its importance on a maintenance aspect is it is going to require heavy maintenance if left in place. And the best way I can describe that is like your home clothes dryer. This energy recovery wheel is built like a huge screen. It's like 6 foot tall, 6 foot wide, and it's like a big clothes dryer screen. That screen will plug up quickly, especially when cotton is flying. And it has to be cleaned and has to be kept clean and maintained as well. So if that were left in place, we'd have all the cleaning maintenance, but we'd also have eventually bearings and things like that that are going bad because it's not doing what it's supposed to do. And so it is just a big maintenance item, and getting rid of it is the best thing to do. Other things coming forward are, of course, some concrete parking lot replacements, landscaping and seating work and projects, and retro commissioning of the HVAC systems. And I'll let Shane explain those, but that's all I had for building services. If anyone's got any questions for me, I'd take those.
Any questions? Okay.
Thank you.
Kenny. Agenda item 8, information and update on LEC project. Shane Albrecht.
Thank you, Dan. So in the last month, we had Corey Metzger, Kenny Schmitz, a number of people from building services on site, myself, and suitor and balancing professionals. Our target and our goal was to get the test and balancing resolved. We got EF14 to balance within the code minimums. We're just waiting on the approval from Entroba on our final reports, and that will put to bed the testing and balancing as one of our final items. So we'll be down to just, for final completion, just the seating left. So that to me was a huge win in January. Kenny talked about projects. We've already approved the removal of the energy recovery wheel. Again, that'll happen in April. We talked about seating. Right now, we're looking at a fall seating. We would do a white walk of the site with Kevin Ross from GGA, Dan Heisel from the County Supervisors Board, Kenny and myself. We do that in late May to see what's coming up and all the rework that was done by Hausman and the overseating and some of the parts they do to make an overall determination of the scope that will need to be replaced in September when that seating window opens again. Removal of the parking lot. So right now we have the parking lots heaving north of the vehicle sally port. And we'll be working with Bob Veenstra in the month of May to get the documents put together to remove that parking lot, address the sub base underneath of it, and put a drain in there to stop this from happening in the future, as well as come over to the south side of the building. And there's an area drain that will be put in there under the parking lot and daylighted to stop that part of where it was heaving there as well. Retro commissioning is slated right now for around July or August. What retro commissioning is, for everybody that doesn't know what that is, it's basically taking the building back to its original design. We won't do it back to the original design. What we will do is Corey Metzger from Resource Consulting Engineers will write up where everything needs to be commissioned back to. What happens in a building is there's a bunch of changes that happen and the building isn't performing like it's supposed to. So Retro commissioning is recommended to happen every 3 to 5 years in your building to get it set back to being the best use of the energy. What we're doing is, because of all the changes and all the hands for all the things that have moved so many times in this building, is retro commissioning it back to where it should have been when it started, and gives you a good baseline to be able to get by for the next 3 to 5 years before we would recommend you do it again. Is there any other questions about any of that stuff?
Shane, on the parking lot, is it the soils, or is it the water, or is it both, or what?
Right now, we have, Bob Veenster's recommendation was, we do not have enough granular base underneath the parking lot, so it's allowing it to trap moisture in that granular base. So then when it freezes, it's causing the parking lot to heave. And it's a trip hazard out there. Kenny can tell you, and Tony can probably tell you as well. It was coned off to make sure that nobody tripped, and unfortunately, where it's heaved on the north side, coming off that sidewalk, it's comes up about an inch and a quarter, inch and a half. So it's a big trip hazard out of the door that everybody's released out of, as well as staff having to go to work and everything else. Where it heaves in the front is just outside the handicap stalls.
Is the concrete work under warranty then, or?
This would be part of our damages again.
Okay.
Any other questions? Okay, thank you, Shane. Any public comments on that item? On that item? Okay. I will go next to the agenda item 9, public concerns that do not relate to a scheduled item on the agenda. This would be for any items that we haven't covered.
Anybody else?
Go ahead, I've got one. I appreciate it. I've had my time now.
I'm John Hines with Curry Huff Law Firm. I'm here on behalf of the Lake Forest Mobile Home Community, which is located across the street from the LEC. The reason I'm here is really just to keep the conversation going about finding a transportation solution for folks who are leaving the LEC. As you may have heard or read, last year there was an incident where someone had entered Lake Forest and broke into someone's property. The neighbors had to intervene until law enforcement got there, which was obviously a bad situation. And I've had some conversations with Brian Pearson at CERTS, and my understanding is he's proposing a pilot project to see what sort of ridership would exist at the LEC. And I know this is a problem that has to be addressed by both the city and the county, and obviously this is a joint authority. Thankfully, there's not been new incidents like the one last year, but the Lake Forest residents do see individuals walking down the street, walking down Highway 75. I commute to work down Lewis. I see men walking down that street where there's no sidewalks. So the only reason I came was to bring it back to this board's attention, and I expect that I'll be having conversations with city and county officials too. But Lake Forest would really like to see something. In a perfect world, all of these individuals would have a family or friend who could come pick them up, but obviously that's not been the case so far, and so Lake Forest would just be supportive of any efforts to make sure people get a ride back to public transportation. That's it. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Hines. Anyone else?
You get sick of me coming up here, but anyway. I'd support what this gentleman just said. I drove by the LEC on Sunday, and there was a woman who was coming out of the grounds, and her arms were wailing, and she was staggering and walking up over towards the highway. I thought it was a moot point, but apparently it's still an issue. Anyway, that's not what I was here for. I was wondering if I could just have the rule suspended for a second to go back to the expense report a minute.
Okay.
Okay. So there is an item on the revenue expense sheet that says Healy, Duncan, and Melander for $5,500. What is that for?
That's our portion of the mediation costs. So we had a 2-day mediation. The mediator is from that firm. So then that bill gets split up among the parties. So that's our portion of it.
That's the portion that was split among all parties.
Correct.
Okay, and so How many parties were there? So his bill was what?
I don't think we should comment on the parties to the mediation, but that's our portion of the mediation bill. Mediation's a confidential process, so I don't want to break that confidentiality.
Well, we know who's involved, right? I mean, it's public
I would
knowledge.
rather not get into details on the mediation process because the mediation is confidential. But that
Okay.
bill we paid is our portion of the mediation.
Okay, so this is the law firm that
Yes.
mediated. And where is that firm from?
He's in the law firm's in Minneapolis.
Minneapolis.
As is the mediator.
And what was the name of the person?
Mark Healy.
Mark Healy. Okay,
Yes.
thank you.
Yes, you're welcome.
Okay, number 2 on that was, there's a bill from Resource Consulting Engineers. Who is that?
That's our engineering expert, Corey Metzger.
Okay,
That's the name
Metzger.
of his company. Yep.
Perfect segue. This brings me to my next point. I had sent Mr. Wingert a email on the 2nd of January, congratulating him on his appointment. And I asked him at that point if he would be willing to entertain terminating the contract between us and Baker, the Baker Group. And I have not heard back from Mr. Wingert, but I'm here today to call for their dismissal. It is the lunar year of the horse, and I think it's high time we got rid of those folks at Baker. Baker, as I understand, was supposed to be expert in HVAC, and that's one of the major problems we've had with this jail, from what I understand. I'm just a broken down old man, so you got to understand that. So that's what I'm calling for again today, is that we terminate our agreement with the Baker Group.
Was there anything else that you had?
I think that's it, Tam, thank you.
Okay, thanks, Mr. Burrows.
Bill, I did respond. I don't know with going on towards the end if you didn't get it, but if you didn't get it, I did give you a response because I did get your email.
Okay, I'm sorry, I sometimes that does happen. But let me just ask you this, as long as we're here. With all due respect, there's no encumbrances, because you've known these guys for 6 years. Do you think they should be retained? Kenny just said a minute ago that there's not much going on out there. And I would think that he's able to take over, because from what I see, the untrained eye, Baker turns around and calls Metzger. Why don't we just pay Metzger and let these guys go?
Are you asking?
Well, that's what I'm saying, if anybody wants to comment on that.
No, I don't want to comment on it, Bill. This is the way I look at it, Bill. It's an ongoing investigation right now. Okay, I have my thoughts, I have my beliefs. We're in the middle of a lawsuit. Same thing in criminal justice with, let's take the Savannah Guthrie's mom. You're not getting anything from them because they're in the middle of an investigation. Anything we say can be used against us in the courtroom. So I'm not going to comment on Baker. I'm not here to upset the apple cart at all. I want to see how this plays out because I don't want to be the one that's responsible for the authority in the county losing something.
Okay, fair enough. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Burrows. Anyone else to be heard? Okay, agenda item 10, authority board members' concerns. Any concerns, Mr. Dietrich?
I'm too new.
You're doing great. You're doing great. I don't have any either. Agenda item 11, I will move that we go into a joint closed session with the Woodbury County Board of Supervisors and Frederickson and Byron Law Firm under Iowa Code Section 21.5, subparagraphs 1C. And I made that motion. Is there a second?
Second.
Okay. Any discussion?
Moore,
Aye.
Dietrich,
Aye.
Wingert,
Aye.
We do that by roll call vote on the closed sessions, okay. Agenda item 12, a motion to adjourn.
You can't do that yet.
Oh, we don't, I do that every time yet. See, Tony, I'm making mistakes every time. We're not adjourned. We're going upstairs though for our closed session. But I'll stop by and see you all.